Good morning. Okay, people are joining. This is working. I guess it doesn't matter if my headphones are working since you guys don't talk to me. I only talk to you. All right. Good morning. I got Adrian. You're up early in here. Huh. I don't recognize any of the other names. That's good. That means you're all new, hopefully. Two things. I'm going to give everybody a couple minutes, but use the chat to say hi, talk to me. If you have a question, please put it into Q&A. That way it doesn't get lost. There's two sections, Q&A and chat. But I'm interested, as you all are joining, I'd love to know, well, I already know Adrian is not new, but I'd love to hear from everybody else. If you're new, or if you've been with ShineOn for more than a week. And I'd also like to know if you are planning to sell on the platform or the app or both. So if you can throw that in the chat, just so I can get an idea of what everybody that's here and what you're doing. That way I can tailor this discussion to work for you guys. And while you guys do that, I'm going to, oh gosh, Adrian's trying to pick up crumbs. Pull up my slideshow. Kyle in Vegas, a travel agent. Kyle, I might need to have you plan my trip to Vegas for a golf tournament later this year. Just so you guys all know, because Adrian's been with us for a while. He's actually located in St. Pete. He comes into the office a lot and he gets to work with us, which I think he really enjoys. It's a feature. We make our office open to sellers. So if you guys, there's always workspace for anybody to come in and work, and then you're able to actually get face-to-face time with us. Adrian has us actually, look at his ads, look at the products that he's creating, and gets advice from us because we know what everybody's doing. So it's a cool thing that he gets that kind of access because he's right here. Sandra is selling on the platform and is new. Oh, you work at Mandalay, like that. Okay. Cool. All right, good. I got someone throwing some stuff in the Q&A. Thank you. Continue throwing those. I will address all of those questions. I like to wait till 10:05. We generally get some more people joining, but I'll watch the number. If it doesn't jump up, we'll go ahead and get started. I'd love to hear from the rest of you. If you're able to throw in the chat, if you're brand new, and like I said, I'm seeing a lot of people are brand new, so I'm going to tailor this discussion to brand new, and the fact that most of you seem to be platform. So I want to focus on the platform and see if I can't give you guys enough information so you guys can go start making products and making sales. So, all right. I hate when it does this. And Adrian probably notices that I'm not in the factory today. Normally we work out of our factory. So we have access to go over and see the product. Yes, Kyle, this will be recorded. I'll throw it up on YouTube later today. Normally I'm in the warehouse so we can have access to the products, everybody working, stuff like that. But with Mother's Day, it is very loud and very busy over there. We have a lot of people working, and they're working long hours in the production and the assembly area, and it doesn't necessarily make for a great working environment for the rest of us with all the noise. So we've come over to our tech office. Kind of some of the marketing team has. So what is this Zoom thing going on? Okay. All right. I think I've given everybody enough time to join if they want to join. So I'm going to go ahead and jump into my little presentation. I just need to check one thing. Oh my gosh. All right, I did get a couple more participants. Good. For those of you that just joined, I'd love it if you could throw in the chat if you're brand new and whether you're planning to do the platform or the app. And then also just be aware if you have a question that you want me to address, please throw it in the Q&A. No question is too basic. That's the reason I do this call, is to literally answer any question that you guys have. Anything that you've gotten stuck on, anything that you just aren't sure about, this is your chance, your face-to-face opportunity with me to get those issues addressed so that you can get past whatever hurdle you have and get right on and on to selling. So anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and start this presentation. I try and keep it real quick. It's just a quick little blurb, and then we'll really get into things. First of all, welcome to ShineOn. If you're new, we're super happy to have you. Who am I? Why are you sitting here in this meeting listening to me just rabble on? My name's John Burgess. I'm the head of buyer and seller experience and the head of product marketing. I'm in charge of going out and finding every new product, every viral product, every new process, we've got a lot of crazy things coming that you would never think were happening. Figuring out what the machinery is needed, all the processes that are needed, and figuring out how we can take something that other people cannot produce at scale, and I figure out how that we can produce thousands of them a day so that you guys are able to go out and sell them without having to worry about your your product flow and knowing that everything is going to get shipped out and on time. I have been I never update this slide, and Adrian can attest, I've been saying I need to change this to 15 for a while, but I've been in e-commerce for about 15 years. I started my first store back in 2006 with Big Cartel. I owned a screen printing business, and I started building websites where you could, Big Cartel came out at that point with, hey, you can add sizes and colors. So it's perfect for shirts. So I started selling shirts online, doing that. This was before Facebook and all that. It was literally just like, trying to get free publicity and do SEO. And social media didn't really exist. I think we were on like MySpace at that time. But I worked with a lot of bands and clothing companies and stuff. And then moved on, sold my business and moved on to become a Magento app developer, and worked with large and small companies building apps to allow people to do e-commerce. It's a lot of like building for a finance company so people could track finances, do sales online, because none of that had ever been connected before. And then I moved on to actually managing entire e-com companies, from small e-com companies of 3 to 4 people to teams of over 40 people, and companies doing well over $100 million a year in sales off multiple websites. So I've got a lot of experience. So I can always talk about just about anything. One thing I always like to point out is, and I would like you to notice that there's no pictures of Lamborghinis on this slide, but because you get a lot of that, right? Like, hey, look at this guy, he made $1 gazillion. That's not typical. We do have some people that do great. We have some sellers that have done millions of dollars. I've got a seller. He's in the group posting quite a bit. He's a very well-known seller in our group. He's done almost $4 million in the past past 12 months. So, we have some people that do really well and make a living off of it. We also have some people that have found ways to create an amazing supplemental income to where they're able to afford to go on vacations and buy the house they want and things like that. For me, I love working. I don't want to sell stuff online for a living. I find Facebook ads kind of boring. But I would love an extra $4,000 a month. That'd go a long way. So I'm sure you all feel the same. So a little bit about what ShineOn is and what makes it different from other print-on-demand suppliers and print-on-demand apps. one of the biggest things that makes us different is that we own our manufacturing. We don't outsource manufacturing to anybody. We do it all in the house, which means your orders are not getting slotted behind our other customers. We can't have a big customer call us up and place a giant order and say, okay, well, we'll just put all of the print on demand people on hold for 3 days while we produce this order. We don't do that. We only produce your orders. And so we are able to focus all of our attention on that, and we can build a facility and a workforce that is built to scale the way you guys scale, so that we never run into issues of not being able to fulfill orders. That is a huge advantage. Trust me. If you guys are new to POD, that might not sound like a lot, but if you talk to people that have dealt with some of the companies that have completely folded under people scaling, I know sellers that have lost $50,000 in a day because of bad manufacturing, bad supply chains. I know sellers that have gone completely under because they put through 1,000 orders in a day and they don't get sent out for 3 weeks. So a bad supply chain can ruin your business, absolutely ruin it. So it's a huge advantage to know that we own our manufacturing, and the entire thing is built to support sellers. So then comes the question of, so great, we've got that factory, but then what? So we're also a tech company. And what we've gone out and done is we built a Shopify app. So you can take our app and you can put it on your Shopify store, and you can sell on your store. You can connect your store to Amazon. You can connect your store to Etsy, and you can sell there. And when your orders come into Shopify, we see your order, we fulfill it, and we charge you for it. And then we also went out, and it's about 1.5 years old now. We launched in October 2019. The platform. So we went out and we created the ShineOn platform, which a lot of you seem to be using. And what that is it's basically like a white glove e-commerce experience. We built an e-commerce company that's fully complete except for the marketing. You guys are the marketers. So that's all you have to worry about. You go and you create products and you post them to ShineOn.com, or you post them to your custom domain that you can create, and then you drive traffic to them. You act as basically an affiliate, except for you're able to customize the product that you're selling. So you drive traffic, you make sales, we take care of order processing, we take care of all the customer service, we take care of everything you can think of. And once the order ships, you get a commission, and you can just have it sent to you. So it's real simple, real easy on that side. I've got the yawns. I haven't had my coffee. I made a cup earlier, forgot it. So I kind of just said this all, but some of the big differences platform to app. On the app, you add our app to your store. You create products on your store. You drive traffic to your store and you make sales. Shopify does the order processing. Once we see an order in the system, we see it, we bring it in-house, we charge you for it. You haven't gotten your money from Shopify yet, right? Shopify takes about 3 days to pay you out. So, but so they have your money, but then we go and we charge you the base cost before we'll fulfill your order. We go fulfill your order and then send it out. You're going to have to do all your customer service. You're going to have to float the money for the orders. Eventually, Shopify will pay you. So, but you got to do a lot of work if you're on the app. If you use the ShineOn platform, you just create a free account. You create products for free. You just drive traffic however you want. You want to do Etsy, you want to do Amazon, you want to do Pinterest, you want to do Facebook, you want to do TikTok, you want to do Snapchat. I don't care. You drive traffic. People place orders. We process the order. We do your customer service. We fulfill the order. And once that order ships out, you get your commission. Pretty simple. And then this is one thing I always like to clear up, especially for new people. I see a lot of people get lost with our graphic products. There's 2 main styles of graphic products. So I want you just to pay attention to these because they're very different. There's seller upload and then there's buyer upload. And what that refers to is the actual graphic that is going to get printed on the item. If the seller uploads it, that means you, the seller, are creating a design and putting it on the jewelry piece. People are going to come and see that design and go, I want that design. And then they can engrave the back for an extra fee. The other style is buyer upload, which means it's a blank item. You're not giving us any design, right? What you're doing is you're going out to the buyer and saying, hey, you can put your own picture on this and you can engrave the back. So it's one has 1 point of customization and the other has 2 points of customization. The seller upload, we do not sell with a message card. The buyer upload products, you can do a message card with those products. So that's the end of my little slideshow. So I still only have one question in the Q&A. I know a lot of you are new. A lot of you might feel like your questions are too basic. They're not. Please post them so that I can respond to them. I'm going to go ahead and hit up this first question that I got here. Hopefully I have some more Q&As by the time we're done with that. So Shajlal, I don't know. I'm not sure how to pronounce that. Asked how long to verify my domain. It's almost 24 hours and it's still not domained. It's showing pending. So our team, it probably came in after we were done yesterday, and so they should be getting to it today. We generally say about a 24-hour turnaround time for that. So I would expect it to get set up today. And once it gets set up today, you should be good to go. But I will reach out to the guy I have that does the verify and check to make sure he's getting them done. So I'll look into that, but you should have it by the end of the day. I would by at least, if not earlier this morning. Adrian would like to know if he will have to re-verify his domain with ShineOn and Facebook to use it again. I'm not sure if you've already verified your domain, you shouldn't have to verify it again. Once you've verified your domain, unless you get rid of it, or if you're putting it on like a new pixel, maybe. But you should have, once that domain is verified, you should be able to go into Facebook Business Manager and go to your domain section and see all your domains. So as long as that domain sits there verified, you should never have to re-verify it. That being said, if you're taking that domain from a Shopify store and you're moving it to the platform, you will probably have to re-verify it. That would be the only case that I would think. So the reason Adrian asked is because he got an email saying we're deleting his domain, and we have limits on how many domains we're allowed to have, and so we have a lot of people that went and created domains and have done nothing with them. They haven't made a sale or anything of that nature. So we are clearing out any domains that have no activity. So if you got an email that said it's been deleted, you can reapply for it. But do understand that after like 90 days of being inactive, we will be deleting out any, and we'll send you that email to say, hey, it's not active. So, but it's still your domain. Like, you still own it. So all you have to do is go back and re-verify it. But you should be able to get one sale every 90 days if you're really using it. So that's all we're doing, is making sure you're actually using the domain. A lot of people went and got like, oh, I want 10 different domains, but then they're not doing anything with it. We're not going to sit there and keep them verified, because I have other people that want their stuff verified. So Lisa, your platform, do we drive traffic on one product, or will I have a catalog like on Shopify? So 2 things with that. Currently, you are going to be driving traffic directly to a product, right? We give you a link to your product, and you're going to drive traffic there. We do, on our roadmap right now, have where we will be giving you guys custom storefronts. So where you will be able to create collections, you'll be able to have a home page where you can have multiple products listed. So eventually, you will have that. Currently, we do not have that. But it is on the roadmap. So like I said, right now, you're going to drive to one product. eventually you will be able to drive traffic to your URL like it's a store. But at the current moment, it's meant for directly product related. So I hope that answers your question. It might not be the answer you want, but that is that's the answer. Gail wants to know if we are buying the domain through you. If so, we don't own it, right? So no, we do not provide you the URL. You can go get it from GoDaddy. There's stuff like Namecheap. There's some other ones out there that you can go and purchase your URL. We don't purchase them. You own it. It's your URL, so that you can take it and go elsewhere with it. And so yeah, no, you would purchase it yourself. Jeremy, good question. He wants to know, can I add your customer service to my Shopify store? Nope. Unfortunately, no. Our customer service is only for the platform, because we have no way of going into your Shopify store and like editing orders, knowing what's going on, all of that. We can't do your customer service. If you own a Shopify store, you are responsible for doing all of your own customer service. That's just how that works, unfortunately. So keep that in mind. Like I said, if you are doing Shopify, you have to do your own customer service. If you don't want to, and you just want to focus on selling, that's literally why the platform's built. So, know your strengths. Also know how big your team is. The guys I know, let's look at like Ronnie, right? So Ronnie Mckenzie, he's a big seller out of Australia. He's got a thing called Store Hacks. He's all over social media and that type of stuff. So him and Suhail, his partner, they have a platform account, and they also have a Shopify store. His Shopify store team is probably 7 people. So his platform team is 0, right? It's him and Suhail, right? Suhail and so he loves the platform because we do all of his customer service for him. He likes the app though, because he can do other things with the app that you can't do with the platform. But he has an entire team to help him manage that. So that's the only thing I would say. So Lisa says, do you suggest the basic Shopify store when we're beginning? I always say I recommend not doing Shopify if you're just beginning. The biggest hurdle to getting started is figuring out how to advertise your products. So with the platform, that's all you have to worry about. Once you figure out how to sell products, then I would say go look at doing Shopify. That being said, if you want to do things like if you want to do things like Etsy or Amazon, you're going to need to do it through Shopify, right? So like I said, there's things you can do on Shopify you can't do on the platform. So we have one of our largest sellers. They are only Etsy and Amazon, and they just use Shopify Lite. So they pay $9.99. They have no outward-facing Shopify store. They're just using Shopify as a way to pass orders back and forth, which is perfectly doable. There's lots of ways you can go about it. The biggest thing is knowing your strengths and where you want to focus your time, right? Adrian is a app and platform, and he can attest to on the platform or on the app, there's a lot of work you got to do. Like he has to do the customer service, and I know personally he's had to deal with issues, and it takes up a lot of his time. So just keep that in mind. If you go that direction, you're going to spend a lot of time. If you're scaling, if you get lots of sales, that means lots of customer service. So one thing, Tanya, I see you put in there about the way Teespring does customer service. I don't want to say we don't do customer service, right? We provide, if you're using the Shopify app, we have we call it our wrap tool, but it's called Report a Problem. And anytime you have an order that has some sort of issue, you can go in there and edit it, right? So you can go in there and edit the personalizations or edit the image or edit the address and things like that. We give you guys tools to do the customer service within our app without having to like contact us. Um, we do customer service for you as app sellers. We have customer service for you. We just won't. And like I said, with like Teespring or whatever, if you have uh, like when we do the white label domains on the platform, technically we do your customer service on your store at that point because it's done through us. But if we're not doing the order processing, it's really hard for us to do because we don't own any of the money, right? So I can't give someone a refund because that's hooked up to your bank account. So there's just certain things we can't do as far as that goes. And I know some people don't have good customer service skills, which is why I recommend not trying to. But if like you go and you want to do Etsy, Etsy is very heavy on you have to provide really good customer service because that's what they want. We can't provide customer service for you on Etsy, but like so it's just one of those things you have to think about, like how you want to go about it, where you want to spend your time. So it's just a thought. Okay. Jeremy asked, what's your business perspective when everyone is running the same product ads on social media? Here's the thing. You're not running the same ads, right? All of our products are customized by you, the seller, right? So your message card, sure, I might be selling a love knot and you might be selling a love knot, but I'm selling a love knot to women that love horses and you're selling a love knot to um, for a grandpa to give to their grandkid, right? Same product, very different audience, right? It's not like we're selling a office chair. Oh, that's a bad. I'm trying to think of a good example. Um, well, it's not like you're selling one of these little massagey things to people that work out, right? If I'm selling this to people that work out and you're selling it to people that work out, then we're all selling to the same person. But because of our products being so customizable and personalizable and your targeting, we see very little overlap. And I don't think it's too big of an issue. The audience size on Facebook is ginormous. Um, so we have people that are they're running 10 different ads all to the exact same audience um, because they go the likelihood of one person seeing multiple of our ads is very small. Our audience is 10 million people. We're getting 50,000 impressions. That's a drop in the bucket, right? Like you have a lot of room to go before you start duplicating people. So I would just keep that in mind. I don't think it's that big. The one thing I would say is, Jeremy, I think you mentioned that you were doing Shopify. If you're doing that, I would highly look into branching out and seeing if you can diversify, seeing if you can do Amazon, seeing if you can do Etsy and things like that. I would never say put all of your eggs in one basket. I think that's the saying. I would mix it up, diversify. Our best sellers are selling in multiple marketplaces so that they can take advantage of each one. One product might work great on Facebook, another product works great on Etsy, another one works great on Amazon. It all depends. So I would just say if you're concerned about that, I would just look to diversify on what platforms you're selling at. There's way less, Facebook is obviously the biggest. Um, there's very few, there's some people doing Instagram. Obviously, it's connected to Facebook. We've got some people doing Pinterest. There's a couple people doing Snapchat and TikTok, but there's plenty of areas where no one else is. So just keep that in mind. Adrian asked, cutoff dates for Mother's Day still the same. I believe you have to have any graphic orders in by May 3rd and any pick pieces or message card products in by end of the day, May 4th. I believe that's what it is. But yeah, those haven't changed. Lisa says, if I want to sell in different language, German, Chinese, Italian, do you suggest I use your platform with 3 different domains or one for each language? Well, we don't fully have language support on the platform. So we do have a really large seller on the platform that sells in German to Germany. Um, he has to do, there's some things that still show up in English, but he's fine with that and he's very successful. We do have language support as one of our big items that we're working on. So in the future, we will have that language support for you. So I think you can still do it on the platform. I wouldn't think you'd need 3 different domains. I would say do one domain, right? Because you're customizing each product. So you can go create one product and have it in English, and then you can duplicate it and you can change everything to be in German, and then you can duplicate it and change everything to be in Chinese. And you can duplicate it again and do Italian. It just depends on what your URL is. Does your URL need to be in German, or can you get something generic, right? Like ShineOn, that works in German. Like it might not be a German word, but it's fine. So I would just think about that. You might want to have a domain. I don't think it's necessary at this point. I think once you have storefronts, you'd want you would want different domains. That way, when they land on the storefront, it's all German instead of having they land on it, there's German or Chinese, So once we get to that point, you might want to look at having multiple domains. But I think for now, you'd be fine on one domain and it saves you cost. So, sweet. I don't have any other questions, guys. I know you guys got to have something you want to ask me. Oh, I got one. If we are using your platform with our own domain, would it make sense to post these products on our Etsy shop too and place the orders manual on our platform page? I know we would have to be the liaison for customer service, but this is even possible or allowed. Here's the issue. If you're on the platform, you can't place manual orders. So that's kind of an issue. What I would recommend doing, and if you look in our Facebook group, look for Anna Beck. She is our big Etsy seller. She uses Shopify Lite, right? So that's $9.99 a month. A little cheap. And then she uses an app called Ced Commerce, CED Commerce, and that links her Amazon and Etsy. And so she puts our app on her Shopify Lite store and then creates products and then links them to her Etsy store and makes sales through Etsy. And then she's able to, the Ced Commerce actually automates the order to come over through her Shopify Lite account, and we just see it. So she doesn't have to do any work on it. That's the setup I would recommend if you want to get into Etsy. Like I said, Shopify Lite is $9.99. Ced Commerce, I believe they have 30 days free. And then it's done by the amount of listings you're doing, but I think like the first 100, it's like $30 a month or something like that. I would look into that, but you don't have to use Ced Commerce, right? If you're just getting started, don't worry about using Ced Commerce, because until you have 100 orders coming in a day, and that's like an issue, you don't need to worry about automating it. If you're getting 2-3 orders a day, it's not that hard just to go into Shopify and place a manual order and type in their information. So I would recommend keep it cheap. Get Shopify Lite, $9.99, and then go and like I said, you just build the product on Shopify Lite and then build the product on Etsy. When you get an order, find the correct product and place the order for it. That's pretty simple. You can do that with Amazon as well. And Lisa asks, how do you link Amazon directly on the platform? Okay, Shopify, like I said, just said, Shopify Lite is your best way to connect with Amazon and Etsy or any other third-party marketplace. Drop shipping is not allowed on Amazon. Is this correct? Tell that to the millions of people drop shipping on Amazon right now. Amazon is doing a lot to avoid that, right? But that comes down to companies actually wanting to sell. They don't want you drop shipping our product if we're selling our product, but we aren't selling our product. People drop ship Alibaba stuff all the time. Here's the thing. where it's going to get you, and the way they've tried to combat drop shipping is saying you need to ship your orders out on time. Your orders should be shipping from the US, right? They don't want your orders shipping from China. They want your orders shipping from the US. If you work with ShineOn, your orders are going to go out in a day, right? And they're going to be shipped from the US. Amazon doesn't mind that. They're not against it. As long as your fulfillment is working and it's, you know, Amazon won't mind. And you don't need UPCs because you can get an exemption through doing, they get to call it like costume jewelry, but then there's no UPCs with it. Merrick's asked, if I plan to sell on Amazon, do I use the same Etsy model? Yeah, use the same Etsy model. Like I said, Shopify Lite. I believe you can even download a Amazon integration app. It might be by said commerce. I would just say do it manually for now. Once you get a ton of sales, or you get it to where it's too busy, then go pay to have an app to automate it. To start, just use Shopify Lite, post products, like build the products, just let them sit there. You don't do anything with them. And then you go and take all the images and all the information, you put it on Amazon. When you get an order, go place a manual order. Boom, done. We'll produce it and ship it in a day. So, but yeah. So no, you cannot do FBA. I mean, I guess you could if you really, really want to, but here's the problem. The way Amazon's going to want FBA is they're going to want this. They're going to want it prepackaged. They're going to want this wrapped in cellophane, and then they're going to want you to print out a little barcode and stick it on the outside. We're not going to do that for you. So I don't believe you can actually achieve doing FBA with us. And also, we ship so fast, and like I said, right, like you got to put a message card in here, right? And you don't know if that message card is going to work. By the time you figure out if it's going to work, you don't want to invest. Like if you go to Amazon, they're going to go, okay, send us 50. You're going to have to front load that cost. It's going to be very expensive. And then if that message card doesn't sell, Amazon doesn't give it back. If you want your stuff back, you got to pay them for it to give it back. So you're just going to be losing money. I highly recommend do FBM, and that way you can just and do linked products. So if you're new to Amazon, what you can do is you can create one listing, right? And then you can link like 10 other products to that one listing. So if they land on it, it'll go, oh, look, there's 10 other message cards I can pick from. And you can market each one of those individually, but it's one product. I highly recommend doing that. And then also know that there's a Amazon customization. I know you'd have to have a trademark brand to do that, but it is possible, where people can actually customize the message cards on Amazon, which is pretty cool. We're trying to figure out how to do that. Sweet. Kelly, so the said commerce, Shopify Lite you mentioned, works for the ShineOn platform for Etsy. Or did I misunderstand that it has to be through the ShineOn app? So hold on. You said said commerce and Shopify Lite, right? So if you're doing Shopify Lite, you're putting our app on Shopify. So you're not involved in the platform at all with this. So ShineOn would go, the ShineOn app would go on your Shopify Lite store, and then you'd connect said commerce to your Etsy store, and that completes the circle, if that makes sense. And just understand this, there's only certain things said commerce can automate, and those are your message card products. When you add a product with customization, like an engraving or a birthstone selection or anything, it generally doesn't automate correctly. And so what's going to happen is it might place the order, and then our app's going to put it on hold and say, hey, you're missing the personalization. So you're going to have to go add it. So think about that. Jeremy asked if we are running better ShineOn. I'm not sure what that is. It sounds like someone created a store to put the word ShineOn in it. No, that's not us. We do testing, right? So we sell products that you guys don't know exist. We don't sell our own products. That's all you guys. So we're not out there competing with you. So that's not us. Um, don't know who it is. Probably try and shut them down to stop using the name ShineOn. Do you have any other questions? I think this has been pretty good. You guys really are focused on Etsy and Amazon, which I actually really like. We've seen really good success. We hit a milestone, which I'll share this with you guys. It's a milestone. And Adrian, I'm talking directly to you right now because I feel like I've said this to you. Our #1 app seller, right? So of all of our Shopify stores, right? Our #1 seller does not sell in an e-commerce store. They sell on Amazon and Etsy. They are not running an e-commerce store. So just think about that. And I told you this, Adrian, put all your products on Amazon. They don't even run a Shopify store. They just do Amazon and Etsy, and they are doing hundreds of orders a day. Hundreds. So just think about that. You don't have to run a Shopify store if you don't want to. It's the first time in our history at ShineOn that we have someone using Shopify Lite and they're our #1 app seller. So it's crazy to think about, but what I've been saying, and I've said this for a while, and I'm pretty sure I said it directly to you, Adrian. When I go buy presents for my wife, I go to Etsy, right? So this is where I buy stuff for my wife. I buy cute personalized things. I like to put my daughter's name on it. Or it makes it feel like it's more heartfelt, and I thought about it. So that's where the Etsy thing comes in, right? So I keep telling everybody, if you already have Shopify, you should be on Etsy. So and Adrian's right. Yes, it's all about the keywords you choose on Etsy. Etsy is a lot of work, but once you find a winning product on Etsy, it just sells and sells and sells. So, but same thing with Facebook ads. But here's the thing with Etsy: you're not paying for ads on Etsy, right? You do it all. And let me also explain about this. The seller who's our #1 app seller is not paying for advertising on Etsy. They're not using it at all. It's all organic. Hundreds of orders a day organically through Etsy. No customer acquisition. You think about how much money you spend on Facebook. They're spending $0. Okay, they're not spending $0. They're spending 20 cents a listing, but still, it's basically $0. So just think about that. It's a pretty crazy concept to have a customer acquisition of 20 cents. Normal customer acquisition on Facebook is probably $20 to $30. So, keep it in mind. Jeremy asks, are we allowed to use ShineOn on any of our products? I don't know that you want to use ShineOn on any of your products. There's no brand value to ShineOn. It's not like you're putting Tiffany's on there. So I don't know if you'd want to use ShineOn. Like, you're asking if you can use it in your name. We try and avoid people using it in the name because then you guys think it's us doing it and it's not. And we don't like people, I don't know, trying to steal our traffic and things like that. There's a lot of changes coming to where this putting the name ShineOn is going to turn into a negative for you. So I would just recommend not doing it. Yeah, the people that were doing it with some websites, they're trying to steal our web traffic, right? And they're trying to show up when people type in ShineOn into Google, they want to show up and try and steal web traffic. It doesn't work. It's people trying to be scammy because they don't want to spend money. I highly don't recommend it. So, but yeah, I know you see them. We shut a lot of them down because they try and do weird things. Do I have any other questions for you? This has been a pretty good discussion. Is there anyone that's currently stuck on anything? Has an issue, can't figure out how to do something, anything like that, then I can answer. Otherwise, I'm gonna get out of here because I got a lot of people blowing me up right now. I will say this. We got a ping pong table in the office, which is new. I ran the table yesterday pretty well. I got beat once, but we've got a new chat going, and we have a a new tournament bracket has been created. We're getting into it. We're excited about the ping pong table. Um, uh, so Mike said, sorry if I missed it, but is there an app I should use to sell on Amazon? Mike, what I recommend is not using an app to start. I recommend doing it manually to start. Once you get to the point where you're getting sales and it becomes a lot of work to go place the manual orders, that's when I would look at using one of the apps provided by Said Commerce. They have an Etsy integration app. I believe they also have an Amazon integration app. Shopify might even have a direct Amazon integration. I'm not 100% sure, but I would look into that. Lindrada says, I have difficulties to design card in ShineOn platform. So if you're having issues with how to actually do the design, um, I'm going to share my screen real quick. And say, can you guys see my screen? I think you can. So if you come to YouTube and you go to the ShineOn YouTube page, we've got lots of great things here. But these ShineOn tutorials, oh, hold on. I didn't mean to click that. I meant to click the take me to there. All right. I'm not very good at this. Hold on. Let me hit the view full playlist. There we go. In here, we have lots of great tutorials on how to use product artwork templates. We have design ones in here, general design advice for graphic pieces, things like that. So I would highly recommend coming in here and looking at these videos on exactly how to do the design. We have how to use free design software to make our designs, right? This is a great video that'll go into how you can use Photopea or Canva to create your message card designs, and then how to actually upload them into the platform. So Lindrada, I'd highly recommend spending a little bit of time watching a lot of these tutorial videos because they're very, very helpful. Linda says, thank you for your time. I really appreciate the session each Friday. I don't always have a question, but I learned so much from all the questions. Yeah, I agree with Linda. If you're new and you just want to learn, maybe you don't have a specific question, but you just want to make sure you're not missing out on anything. We do these every Friday. It's me right now. We're going to start mixing in some of our account managers into here so that they can get some more time with you guys and they can help answer questions. But you can attend. We do these every Friday. So you can attend these every Friday if you want and just listen to see what other people are talking about. William says, hey, we have a great brand and store quality. We're a Shopify dev agency, but no sales yet. Traffic is still low despite ads. About 400 session advice. Any advice? Thanks for your time. The biggest thing is testing, right? Lots and lots of products. So if you look in the group, you can see Kirsta will post about the Dirty 30. Ronnie, I don't know what he calls his. I'm sure it's got a cool name. Everyone's got their own ways of doing testing, but they all revolve around doing lots of testing. The more products you're testing, the better you're going to figure out what drives traffic. Never be married to a design. So just think about that. You're going to need to be creating a lot of products to drive that traffic. That would be my best advice is test, 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 test. Hi, I have a customer that did a looks review, not happy with the necklace. Says the snake chain looks cheap due to the long extender. Can I offer her the other style on the giraffe? If you connect with our customer service, we can send her a different chain if that's what she's interested in. So I reach out to our customer service. That shouldn't be an issue. We should be able to get that sent out. And just so you guys know what she's referring to, let me see if I have a snake chain here. I don't have a snake chain here, but the snake chain, the actual snake chain is only about, I want to say 16, maybe it's 18 inches. And then we have a little chain extender. So you can take it from 18 to 20 to 22 inches. So they can adjust how they want it to. It does lay in the back. again, if they want to, they can chop off the extender and just connect the snake chain to snake chain, but then it would be a little bit shorter. I don't have a great solution for that, but generally people really like the extender. So sorry that your customer doesn't like it, but we can definitely get the other chain sent out. Okay, the Q&As are coming in fast and furious now. You guys don't want me to leave. For Amazon, was it uh, uh, said commerce? It's CED commerce. They make a bunch of apps, and they have an Etsy integration, an Amazon integration, those types of. So CED commerce. Look them up. Can we get a 1P pretty please, Renette? So you know what, we had a lot of internal discussions about whether we were going to do a 1P, and what we ended up saying is it really a pod if there's only 1P, or is it just a P? Like, when was the last time you actually saw a P pod with only 1P in it? We also did a lot of research on this. We looked at a lot of historical data on this product when it was sold before. We've sold probably about 20,000 of these in the past, but this was a couple years ago. We sold less than 1% were 1P in the past. It was 2, 3, and 4 were like 98% of our sales. So that's why we have 2, 3, and 4. I hear what you're saying on the 1P pod. If you're really looking for that one, I would look at the nameplate necklace. It still has the birthstone. It has the nice little silver bar, and then they can engrave a word on it. It might not work for what you're doing. That's unfortunately, no, we're probably not going to get a 1P pod in, at least not anytime soon. I apologize. Last day for shipment for Mother's Day. Get your orders in by May 4th at midnight. Andrada says, thank you. Is there a video about the differences between app and platform? You guys can still see my screen. Okay. Let me think. Do I have a video on that? I don't know that I have an exact video on that on here. That being said, that might be a really good video for me to do. I love seeing all my faces on here. Ooh, I use that face a lot, huh? I don't know that we do, but you know what? That's actually a really good idea, Kelly. I think I'm going to do that video. Because I don't know that we have ever done it. So yeah, no, there's no video, but there will be soon. So I'm going to write that down. Sweet. Need good fonts list for design. What I would say for your design is keep your font clear and legible. Remember, people are going to probably be scrolling through a Facebook ad to see this. It needs to be large enough and legible enough for them to actually read it. So if you make it really small, you make it real thin text, real fancy wing dingy, it's not going to work in your ad. So just think about that. I would recommend keep it simple. Lisa says, how much should we pay a designer? It depends. A lot of our designers in the design group will charge between like $15 to $25 a design. I think ordering one design is useless. I think what you really want is you're going to need a lot of designs. What I would recommend if you're brand new is watch these videos and see if you can't do it on Canva yourself, right? The design has not as much effect on the end result as you might think. What's more important is your phrase. If you can get your phrase correct and you can go, okay, I found a basic message card design. It's got a good phrase on there. I'm making some sales. Then spend the money to have a designer design you like 5 different versions, but all based on that one phrase, right? And then test those. But I wouldn't spend the money up front until you've found a phrase that works, if that makes sense. I would start with the phrase. You can do if you want that, you know what? I'm going to show you guys. I'm trying to think of where I have it. I'm going to show you guys one of the top, oops, that's not what I wanted to type. One of the top sellers from last year. Let's see if I can find it on here. I'm pretty sure I grabbed the message card at one point. I'll just scroll back for a while. I'll find it here in just a second. I do a lot to test, so forgive me. So something like this, right? So again, sold hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of this product. It is really simple, right? It is, let me just view it in store so you guys can see it. And I didn't sell hundreds of dollars, I should say that. But it's real simple, right? Big clean text, some bolding, big bold bottom, gray background, nothing crazy, right? There's no reason why any of you can't design that, okay? It doesn't have pretty flowers, doesn't have a sunset, it's not going nuts. Keep it simple. You guys can't see the screen? Can you guys see my screen when I did that? Oh, I'm trying to pull up my chat. It always gets rid of the chat. Okay, yes, I got a yes. It could see my screen. Okay, so you guys saw that design. It's simple. It's easy. Keep it simple, right? Like I said, once you figure out if a design or a phrase that actually works, then you can play with it. But you don't have to. Sometimes, like that minimalist look works really well. People like it. They like it clean. If you put a bunch of lilies on there, you might get someone that like goes, "Well, I wish it was roses," right? If you keep it blank and gray, they go, "All right, nothing to worry about." Like real simple. So think about that. Mike, we're going to be making some posts about how exactly this integration thing with said commerce and all that works later on. I don't want to get too deep into that right now. But we'll cover it here very shortly. We're doing some stuff on that. Hope you got to go on your golf vacation. I didn't go on a golf vacation, but I did go to the beach. I don't know if you guys saw my last product launch. I actually launched it while basically sitting on the beach. It was really, really nice. Enjoyable. Every once in a while you need to walk away from his office. I love all the people here. She's got her headphones in. All right. This is like okay, I'm just making my way through. Lots of okay. My screen's still in share mode. That's fine. There's nothing for you guys to see right now unless you want to see something. I don't have any other questions. Sounds like you guys need to go do some work now. Hopefully I've inspired you to get some work done. I'm gonna go finish my copy and get some more work done. Just check out, I did post in the group this morning. We are clearing out old products. So most of you are new, so it doesn't apply to you. But if you do have any old products, we will be clearing those out. As Adrian saw, we're clearing out some old domains people aren't using. All of this is in an effort to make page speeds faster and help improve your conversions. And then also we will have a Coffee with Michael video will be getting posted later today. Michael's technically on vacation. He's going camping. If you don't know the story of Michael, 2 years ago, he sold a crap ton worth of product and bought a cool camper with it. He's actually taking that and his family and going camping today or this weekend. So he's out, but we've got a really good video that he pre-recorded that will be getting posted. It's really informative. He actually sits down and interviews one of the largest names in print-on-demand e-commerce right now. It's a really good discussion. There's a lot of genius nuggets that will come out of it. So just be on the lookout for when that gets posted in the group later. I'm sure there'll be an email and all of that. So otherwise, thank you all for joining today. We do this every Friday, so come back next Friday if you have more questions and we'll dig into it. Otherwise, get out there, get selling, try and latch on and get some Mother's Day sales while you can. Have a great day.